There's a story of a town in central Alaska, and every year when the first snow falls, the people come out of their houses and kind of congregate in the town square, and they say, there's not a French town, but they say Bon Iver to each other. They hug and then a kiss, and I heard that. I didn't even realize it was French, but it kind of had it rang true for me because I really enjoy that sort of sentiment and sort of the celebration of winter, when a lot of people kind of, oh, that winter is coming. You know, I don't want to live through the winter, or I don't enjoy winter or something. So I enjoyed that sort of celebration of something that most people sort of dread, because I've always felt like winter was important to me. So it's just kind of stuck with me, and I decided it was a good name for the band. And I also I misspelled it, you know, not on purpose, but as a mistake, you know. But when I found out what the spelling was, I decided just to keep it, because when language crosses, you know, boundaries, things usually change, and I just sort of kept it in there because of that. I was out in the woods on a tractor, and I was trimming the trees in the woods, and with the tractor, with the hoe that's coming behind the tractor, and the tractor broke down, and it just sort of like I tried to cut too big of a tree down with the backhoe, and that was all I could figure out to do that day. I didn't have anything else to do, and I was just sort of mad and defeated that the tractor had broken down. So I went back inside, and I just sort of sat there, and I didn't know what to do. And so I got out the recording equipment, and I set it up, and I sat down and started recording the song Lump Sum. And so that's kind of how like a lot of the album got started, is just that day, because I couldn't do anything else outside. I just sort of gave up and started to play music, and that's kind of how the whole kind of record started. And that was just that one day, and it was snow on the ground, and I remember it really vividly. Well, live, it's definitely a project, you know, with all of us, because we have to act as entities, as people working together to make music. So in that case, yeah. But even though I made the record by myself, it's never been a solo project. It's never been in my head at least. It's never felt like, oh, this is me, this is mine or something. It just felt like something I had to do. And I always saw it as a project, as something palpable or something that I could share with others. So in that regard, the live and the recording doesn't seem much different to me, other than the fact that I did one by myself and I did do one with people. It's the same project, but just with kind of different manifestations, I guess. I'll probably start all the ideas by myself. I find that I'm able to sort of examine or search for things better that way, I guess. It's all very new for me because I've always worked with close friends, and I've always been inspired by the other people I play with to a large degree. But I think that I'll start off by myself, and when it comes time that I can't do something on the record, I'll bring someone in. Kind of like in the last record, I brought some horn players in, and that was kind of an afterthought. You know, I knew I wanted horns on it, and I know I couldn't play trumpet or trombone, so I had to get somebody else to do it. But it'll kind of start in that sort of order. Well, I'm weary of talking about the future too much, because I think you can set yourself up, you know, for failure if you just, because I don't know when I'm going to sit down and make another record, and I have to have patience. I'm excited, and even a couple months ago I was like, oh, I need to make a record. I need to get in the studio and make music, and I've let that sort of subside for the moment, just because I'm trying to enjoy myself now. And also, I think if I went into the studio right now and recorded, I think my head wouldn't be clear. So there's not much to say about the future, because the future will come, you know, and I'll be comfortable with it, as long as I can kind of stay in the moment here. Yeah, we started it already, and I was actually just talking to the guys yesterday on the internet. Yeah, it's a project we've actually been working on for probably 2 years, even before Bon Iver was a band or a project or whatever. It's just something that me and then them were working on together. So we hope to finish it up this summer, and it's just a different approach. It's a different alleyway. Artistically, not going to sound like Bon Iver necessarily. It won't necessarily sound like Collections of Colonies of Bees. It's going to be something that we work on together, and very, very excited about it. Sure, yeah, I mean, certainly helped. I mean, tons of people got the record for free, and some people looked at it as a bad thing. And it's not like musicians don't want to make money. But I think more importantly to me is that people enjoy the music and they have access to it. It helps when they buy the record, because it gives you an opportunity to be able to afford to make the next record. But the fact that the internet, it serves so many people, and it's really putting the power of taste back in the people's hands, so to speak. And I think that that's good. I think it only helps, usually. It was just an apartment, not much bigger than this room, and there was about 40 people there, and we didn't have any amplification. So it's just, and that we didn't have any acoustic instruments of our own, really. So we brought the few we had, and people brought banjos, people brought bells and melodicas and drums and just anything, and we just sort of went through our songs and played them with new instruments, and we played them right in the room with no speakers or anything. And it was, I told the people during the show that I felt like in a lot of ways it was the first time that these songs have been played 100% correctly. I mean, whenever you get on a stage and you plug in, and it's very fun, it's very exciting, but last night felt really special and really intimate and really small. And it felt really, really accessible and appropriate. And yeah, it was one of the most beautiful nights of playing music I've ever been a part of. It's kind of a bizarre record, but this record called New Train by Paul Pena, P-E-N-A. He's a San Francisco blues guy, and for some reason, I listen to it a lot, and I was sharing it with my friend Matt from Black Mountain, and we both really, really like it. It's really, really classic. That'd be the one I'd recommend today.